So now we're talking about Atlas Society. All right, you know what? Let's jump over to this. Because I was watching, earlier I was watching Cheesy Charlie. I got a glimpse of an event he was doing earlier. As you can see, this was streamed 2 hours ago. It had 1,000 people watching live, has 6,500 views right now. And the views will probably keep racking up. This is what Charlie Kirk was saying. Check this out.
Just on the personal sins that they had. I'm not trying to justify that. But the U.S. Constitution is always founded on freedom. And those three words, we the people. Who's the sovereign in our country? Is it a king, a dictator, a despot, a billionaire, a ruling class member? Of course not. It's you. And the one thing that the Democrats and the left do not control is you. Think about it. They control your colleges. They control the media companies where you consume all your information. They control your social media companies. They control the megaton corporations. They control the celebrities and influencers. They control Hollywood. They control athletics. By the way, professional sports is just completely imploding. Go woke, go broke. And so they control all of it. But the one thing that bothers them, that they can't control, is you. That's why they call you deplorable in private moments. That's why at every opportunity they have, they say a snide mark about Donald Trump's horrible supporters. No, they hate you because they can't control you. And so the U.S. Constitution recognizes natural rights. So I love discussing with people the U.S. Constitution have no understanding of the document, never understood it, don't understand how many articles there are, don't know Article 1, 2, 3, 6, or 7. They have no idea what's going on. Instead, they just say it's racist because the people who wrote it were racist. Well, first of all, we know categorically it's much more complex and nuanced than that. We already talked about Thomas Jefferson and stopping new slaves into the country in the U.S. Constitution. But more than that, here's the question. Has the preamble to the U.S. Constitution, the Bill of Rights, has it been changed since its original ratification? No.
No, but terms like the General Welfare Clause have been reinterpreted to mean that Congress can spend however much money they that they please, so long as they justify it as promoting the general welfare. So, no, it hasn't been changed, but you can kind of get around that if you have some corrupt enough Supreme Court justices.
It is the longest lasting, most applicable document then as it is today. Why? Because human beings are equally as screwed up then as we are now.
We're screwed up, you guys. You hear that? Human beings are screwed up in the 18th century, and we're screwed up now.
We like to think we've made all this progress.
I mean, I say we made progress, despite any problems we've had and still have.
No, we're still sinful. We're still broken.
Still sinful and broken, you guys.
We're still self-interested.
Still self-interested. You hear that? Cheesy Charlie. By the way, shout out to Kevin from Superpower Broadcasting for coming up with that term to describe Charlie Kirk. Cheesy Charlie says us human beings were broken, we're sinful, we're screwed up, and we're self-interested, using self-interest as a pejorative. Why do I bring this up? I don't know if you guys know this, but a few years ago, John Stossel made a video about Ayn Rand and why people hate Ayn Rand. You know who John Stossel used as an authority on this subject in this video, which has 100,000 views since 2017? You know who makes some appearances in this video?
People are surprised.
Oh my goodness. Get the fuck out of here. Cheesy Charlie himself coming to, apparently he's being used to promote Ayn Rand. Meanwhile, he goes around to college campuses condemning self-interest.
When they see how freedom-minded
let's check out what he has to say in this video.
College students are.
They're socialists.
They're not socialists. Admittedly, Bernie Sanders' biggest portion of his support came from young people, but our generation is split in a really ironic way. 60% think socialism is a good idea, and then 70% say they don't want to pay higher taxes and they don't trust the government.
Now, why is this? Why do young people think that socialism is a good idea? Why do they want to tax the rich? Why do they hate billionaires like Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and the Super Koch brothers? Why? Maybe it's because they think self-interest is bad. That's what Bolshevik Bernie Sanders and all of his goons say. You know, they look at people like Jeff Bezos and the Super Koch brothers, the Walton family. They say, look, those people over there, they're hoarding all of this wealth. They're hoarding. And meanwhile, we have people that can't afford health insurance. People can't send their kids to college. Kids are going hungry at night. Meanwhile, the Waltons and the Kochs and Jeff Bezos, they're just hoarding all this wealth over here. We gotta get them. And then Charlie wonders why people are so open to socialism. Maybe that's why. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it's because they've embraced a morality that says the standard for good is dying on a cross for the sake of other people. And when Bernie Sanders comes around, he takes a look at the capitalists, the corporations, the rich, and he says, that person's being selfish. We got to nail him to a cross and take all of his money to help out other people.
But the one thing that the document recognizes more than anything else is that human beings are awful.
The Constitution recognizes that human beings are awful. It's weird because I got the Constitution up right here. Constitution of the United States. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, do order and establish this Nothing about human beings being awful. The fuck is he talking about?
And probably the worst thing you can do is give awful human beings a lot of control over an awful government.
Oh, okay.
That's why the Constitution does not tell you what you should do or what you can do. It starts by saying what the government cannot do. The government cannot take your guns away. The government cannot shut you up.
I mean, why does Charlie want everyone to have guns if everyone's so awful and screwed up?
The government cannot go spy in your dorm room without a warrant. The government
Why not? Some people might be doing some screwed up things, Charlie.
cannot accuse you something without a speedy trial. The government cannot quarter soldiers.
Yeah, it's funny. You know, a lot of the Bill of Rights have to do with justice and the presumption of innocence. But why would I presume someone is innocent if everyone is screwed up?